Welcome to Energy Quest. My name is Leslie, and this is the third and final edition of our three-part series on career and business opportunities in the energy sector. On this one, we focus on power. As you well know, power has so many aspects, right? But in all aspects, being renewable and non-renewable, you can break it down into generation, transmission, and distribution. Across these three facets, there are numerous business opportunities. And yes, career opportunities as well. But considering this episode, we are only going to touch on a few, but very salient ones. So stay tuned, and then if you're new on this channel, hit the subscribe button. This way you get to enjoy more and more episodes on this channel. Let's start with solar panel production and installation. This is a part of the power sector that has a lot of opportunities actually, but let's look at how best we can fit into production, for example. So production is a very big deal because it requires lots of investment. But yes, you can do it. If you have much interest in it, you either look for ways to build up that production platform or company, or you can find investors that can give you a hand here or there, and also the installation aspects as well. But you can go back to a previous season where we visited SPS. That's the Strategic Power Solutions company. It was an amazing experience. So just go back on this channel in the previous season and watch that episode. On that episode, we took viewers through how the whole production process is done. We helped viewers understand how it is to work in such a facility. We help people understand how you can find yourself in that space somehow. We went through much detail of it. So go back and watch that episode. We also visited SoCaSol in the previous season. That's also another episode you can check out and watch. At SoCaSol also, we were opened up to how best you can consider installation businesses as well, because they are not into production, but they are into installation, and they actually train people in how to install. They train people in various aspects of solar, the whole solar business. So yes, look out for SoCaSol. And there are other companies that are training on this line. So yes, it's a business you can look at. There are companies that would support you without considering whether you have a degree holder or you've studied some kind of special engineering and all that. But find a way. There's always a way out. That's a business that is very lucrative because lots of people are finding ways to go off the grid. So a few years back in Africa, it was all about the very, very, very wealthy people that use solar. But now everybody is considering it. So if this is a business you're going into, look, you're going to be able to influence every facet, every level of society. So yes, solar is very good business. Then the training aspect as well. If you're already in this business, what about considering training other people? I think this will be very good. Look, you're going to support the youth in employment. At the same time, some of these people are going to help you grow your business. So think it through and consider solar power training. Power generation is also very, very good. We can look at the generator business. In the generator business, there are lots of robust and flexible, fully integrated generators that you can consider. In the generator business, you can choose to sell generators, you can choose to service generators. There's so much that you can do in there. You can bring the oil and gas angle in where the supply of gas oil, or in a sense you can call it diesel, that's to the generator companies. Generators are used not only by domestic homes only, but generators are used by large manufacturing companies. Generators are used in the industrial world. So yes, generator business is very lucrative. A very interesting one I would like us to look at is wind turbine installation. That always sounds very far-fetched in Africa, but it's not. You know, somewhere in Scotland where much focus has been given to wind turbine installations, and I mean wind energy altogether, the power it is given to communities is just amazing. In northern Ghana, we have everything it takes to have the whole of that area be propelled by wind energy. But well, much is not being done there. What are you doing about that? Is that an opportunity for investment? Think through it. So wind energy harnesses the kinetic energy of moving air by using large wind turbines. So these wind turbines convert wind to electricity. It's pretty simple. Okay, so let's look at it this way. You consider the standing fan. Instead of using electricity to make the blades of the fan move, and then you get that wind, and then you get the air, it's just the other way around. Okay, so now it's the wind that rather propels the movement, then we get electricity. So that's pretty simple. You can read about it. You can go out there and find investors if you do not have the clouds or you do not have the financing or all that. But we have companies in Ghana who are already doing this, but it's in very, very minimal application at the moment. The struggle for power both in the northern and southern sectors of this country can be curtailed in a way if we consider other forms such as this. VRA and Vesta and Elsewedy are trying to do something. They've developed a 150 megawatts of wind power, and it's amazing. Investors consider Ghana for wind power generation. And yes, the youth in here can also find training that can help them with installation of it. When such businesses come into the country, you're ready and you can also have a job in there. Okay. Next, I'm going to talk about solar lamp manufacturing. A few companies do manufacture solar lamps in the country, but in these times of doomsday, you know what doomsday is, right? So in these times where we are struggling to have power, it's something very lucrative we can invest in. So yes, we can manufacture the solar lamps, or we can import as well. So what of importing in very minimal quantities, just a few quantities to start selling? You are in the power industry. When you do that, you are actually in the power industry. You don't need to invest so big before you count it. You can consider solar lamps. And besides the lights going on and off, there are areas where there isn't even power in this country. There are areas where the connections of electricity haven't gotten to. And this is an African thing. It's going to be here for a long time. So yes, this is a business opportunity you can consider. And very important in these economic times where everybody wants to conserve energy. What of considering an energy consulting agency? When you have an energy consulting agency, you are going to help other people, companies, guide them in how to conserve power. There are many ways to go about this. They may look basic, but when it comes to corporate institutions, nobody has the time to focus on it. So yes, you can go and study on this. The Energy Commission can support you on this if you're really interested in doing it. They have all the facilities available. They have gentlemen and ladies, young people who have been trained to guide people like you who would like to offer such services. They have individuals who are going to train you on very basic things. For example, until I met the Energy Commission team, I didn't know that the ideal thing I could do was to put off my deep freezer every night. And that was a good lesson I learned from there. And with that, I saved lots and lots of power. Who is teaching all these companies about this? You stand in front of your fridge, open it up, and now think, what would I need from this fridge today? No, that's a bad idea. With a consultant who can guide you on all this, they tend to be very basic things that can help us conserve power. Do you know that you do not need the temperature part of your washing machine to be on in our climate at all times? You don't necessarily need it. You can wash with your temperature off. because you're going to dry it up in the sun, aren't you? Yes, these are little lessons that if you are a consultant, you can spend better time to know them, educate individual homes, educate companies, help non-governmental organizations who are trying to help conserve power. The Energy Commission has put out this about production being really, really expensive, but lots of it goes to waste. What about learning it on our own and just being responsible? Yes, we're going to conserve power. So it's a very interesting aspect that we can look at, both for business and to better ourselves. In the future, we're going to educate you on the bigger picture on different kinds of power, both renewable and non-renewable, and we're going to discuss hydroelectric, hydrothermal, wind energy, and many other aspects of it, especially the renewables, because that's where we're going next, so that you will be power ready for the next 10 and 20 and 30 years. Stay tuned to the Energy Quest TV so that you do not miss out on any energy snippets. Again, click on the subscribe button if you haven't done that already. And yes, drop us those comments, because once you put those there, we can know what you want to hear from us, and we're going to know what else we have missed. If you are in this sector and there's more information we should have shared that we didn't, feel free to drop it there and let our viewers learn from you. We will learn from you too. This is what we do on Energy Quest. We demystify the energy sector and add value. Till we meet again. Ciao.